Once upon a time, many years ago around the 8th to 11th centuries, there lived a group of adventurous people known as the Vikings. They came from places like Norway, Sweden, and Denmark in a region called Scandinavia. These people were known for sailing the seas in their long ships, exploring new lands, and sometimes, even raiding villages for treasure. The Vikings were fascinating for many reasons. They weren't just fearsome warriors. They were also skilled farmers, traders, and explorers. They traveled great distances over the ocean, reaching places like Britain, Ireland, Greenland, and even North America long before Christopher Columbus was born. Imagine sailing on one of their long, narrow boats, with a dragon's head carved at the prow, gliding over the sea waves. The Vikings navigated their ships using the sun, stars, and even birds to find land. They were like the astronauts of their time, exploring the unknown. But life for the Vikings was not just about adventures on the sea. At home, Viking families lived in longhouses made of wood, where they would tend to their farms, keeping animals like sheep and pigs and growing crops such as barley and wheat. They were very skilled workers and made beautiful jewelry from silver and gold. Viking society was made up of different classes. The kings and chieftains were at the top, ruling over villages and overseeing trade. Below them were the farmers, and at the bottom were the thralls, who were workers and sometimes slaves. Do you know the Viking culture was rich with myths and legends? They believed in a world full of gods and goddesses, the most famous being Odin, the wise king of the gods. Thor, his son, was the thunder god who wielded a mighty hammer called Mjolnir. These myths were told around campfires and passed down through generations. Not all Vikings were raiders and warriors. Many became settlers, forming new communities and blending with the local population of the lands they reached. They influenced the languages, culture, and even the genes of the regions they settled in. The Vikings' time, known as the Viking Age, eventually came to an end, but their legacy lives on. We remember them not only as fierce warriors, but as explorers with a sense of adventure, and a desire to discover the world beyond their own. Isn't history amazing? Next time you read about faraway lands or epic adventures, think of the Vikings and their incredible journey through history.